Welcome back. So we need to inform them about what's going on with the latent key, but we have to do it not as the sneaky organization would do it as the dozens, because we have reputation with the dozens, because we already got that, because we got the reputation with them. Okay, so we talk to him.
Someone's got to keep the blazing Crucible Knights from leading us all to ruin, and the Dominels certainly aren't doing their part. But Wolfgren's still a man of the people. He's always been sensible in other matters. He'll hear us out eventually.
So it's only fools that can see it. Our travelers they won't. More than a few of those vying for the sheets. Molly tells me it's a rough fight. The Duke's looking for any means he can to combat the legacy, and everyone knows the Knights are working on him in the background. So I can't tell what they're up to, probably. The Duke will hear the truth about Animasi. I have not lied. He will hear the truth about it, that it's not the fault, it's not the cause. It's the latent key in these devices scattered around the world. Loopholes! Hopefully this goes right. Latent keys against it. Shit. Maybe I should have gone to the Crucible Knights because they're for it by the sound of it. But I did kill some of their members.
I still can't believe the tablet is truly gone. Years of study, only to find a little pile of stones.
Yes. There is no greater suffering of the soul than failure.
Every piece of evidence pointed to that tablet, and now it is out of reach.
Forever.
Your life's work was for nothing.
Well, now, that's not quite... I mean, we did learn more about the Engwithins than just about anyone else alive.
Well, he's a little bit optimistic there. Your life works has been pointless. Well, isn't that kind of like with everyone's people who try and complete their dreams and so few people actually do? Isn't that just the way of the world? Or is that a bit bleak and too dark? Because not every... Like, if everyone had their dreams succeed, then, well... It'd be a mixed bag, because... We all know what some dictators around the world dream is. Total, absolute control. And at least they haven't got it their way. Or yet, at least. Depending on which... If they're living or dead. But just the generalized notion of everyone should achieve their dreams, well, in some shape or form. They can change. As times go on. Return the thing and speak to her. So we go up the stairs. Like it's a bit of a downer thing, but realistically, if you look at statistically wise, you have a bunch of people who are content with the way their lives are. Some of them achieve their dreams, and majority of them don't. Like, hell, everyone dreamed at some point, and
how fares your search? What of them? I've told you everything you need to know. It's only right that you know everything.
Okay.
When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them.
Ooh. Oh, that tone change. Ooh. Anyway, before we continue on with this, I should probably finish my thought of just not everyone achieves their dreams, because essentially everyone has that one dream that they want to achieve, but they never truly get to that stage because it's always fleeting. Some people do reach it. Majority don't. Some reach it in a very roundabout way, but it's a modified dream in a sense. It's not what it once was, but they got there in the end and so on. And dreams shift. Because, like, someone's like, I want to be president one day, and then eventually they go down the route where they don't go down into politics. Or I want to be a firefighter, and they move on and find other things. As people progress, dreams change a thing. It's kind of like a fluid thing, in reality. A lot of dreams are discarded until you succeed in the one that you eventually do land on and succeed in. Some stick with that one singular thing, people shift.
And then
Anyway, continue.
I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming, but he was all I ever wanted.
Okay, interesting.
We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him. I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith. Yes, there was. He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. But he was good to me while he lasted. If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind. I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for. Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there. Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable. Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
Sorry about that. I had to take a little pause there because I got interrupted. I said I wasn't telling. What's
A
that?
quiet day at home. All the things there are to know in this world, and you ask me about work. Deerwood is a rebel country. Conflict is in its blood. If you think a few guards posted in our cities keep chaos at bay, you are very new to town indeed.
Okay.
We are Deerwood's cipher investigators, of course. But what we really are is its last barrier against anarchy. People are more at ease when they believe they are watched over by someone more enlightened than they are. It pacifies them. So that is the image we foster. And we do try to be enlightened for their sake. The knowledge we gather here is Deerwood's standing army in many ways. We learn what's vital and we act on it while Deerwood sleeps, blissfully unaware of the terrifying truths all around them. I wish I could tell people. Me? I started this place in a different time under a different duke. I impressed the duke with my research and my work ethic, and he became
I'm not asking
possessed
that
of
question.
the notion that I would be ideal to lead a secret network of gifted investigators. I don't know how such an idea got into his head.
Number 3 is never going to be asked.
How fares your search? What of them?
The dozens have accepted me into
Of
there.
all the groups, it is the dozens that the Duke fears most. If you have their ear, you will most certainly have Avar's. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day.
Okay, farewell. Okay, off to the palace. They will hear the truth that the Leaden Key are using ancient technology to gather souls, which is preventing souls to enter the bodies. Okay. It's not that bad. Like, Earl collected 100 thing, we got 809? Still doing well. And we're losing less to bandits now, because they're probably not, there's not probably less of them, because who would have thought that maybe that little sneaking little noble was interfering or hiring people to interfere with our taxes, or because we have a knight. Who knows? World map. We want to go to the first fires now.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
So much dust has accrued. That's the palace, right? This is the palace. I was heading to the embassy. Valerian embassy. Where do I have to go? has been reserved for me. Ooh! Go to the upper floor. Okay, so I guess through this door? Nope. How do we get there? A palace has been reserved for you on the balcony. Go to the upper floor. Oh, there. Okay. Duke of Wolfgren. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All of the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Chris White, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another, are well-dressed members of House Dominal, casual, watching with a predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animasses in their academic robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you Animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
Ooh.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
Okay.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
There is no need. Master Azo recently passed the Shroud, and while the experiment failed, his work...
Ah, our new delegate from the dozens. What makes you say sabotage?
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
Horseshit. These Animancers can't be trusted. Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves.
Are you sure this is your delegate, Adric?
He won't be for long making claims like that.
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Okay.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justicia. You turn a blind eye and look what happens.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath. I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Tier no Earth houses is an Ingwithian machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
But the very purpose of these experiments is to understand. So these dangerous things can be used responsibly.
This is what it comes down to, Your Grace. Whatever their intentions, Animancy's a pox. It makes a fucking wreck of everything. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge. It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son, my wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs, he couldn't cough up. My daughter, we put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
Oh, your quips cannot change the truth. Birth invalids until your womb dies. For all I care, the rest of these people will hear the truth. Oh, let's do that one.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
What's more likely? No, let's do the honest.
The only piece of evidence.
The only piece of evidence that doesn't send your kind to the gallows, you mean?
You've made an unexpected case, friend.
Seems
Say
that
that
any
much.
possibility to consider at the very least.
It
How
seems
was
we
it that
have
you
a new
came?
possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
Ooh. What's the best response here? Because the dozens didn't really help me, so...
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended.
There we go, okay.
But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
I've been given too long of a lifespan. Should be restricted and controlled. Restricted and controlled. Alarmist. Those were questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Animosity should be studied and dry. What if we don't? Someone else will, and they'll. I don't know what the answer here, because like full unrestricted access, restricted access, or complete banning. Too long of a leash. Practice should be restricted and controlled. Realistically, regulations? I don't know. This is tricky. The Ducal Palace. The Animancy hearings. I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna do the first one. I think. I'm not sure. You know what? Fuck it.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me to collect my thoughts. In particular, I want to thank our new delegate, who has given me much to think about, and who alerted me to a new enemy I had failed to see. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir D. Barash, representing the interests of animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
The arguments for and against animancy are both strong in their own way. I must be careful in my judgment.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing? No! Avenge the Duke!
No, wait!
Stop this at once!
Ooh.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
The words "shall I end it for you" ring in your ears. You find yourself grasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone moor. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed. Oh, I said toes. And the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spidered ruins. Yet, for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Her eyes are barely open and her words come between strangled breaths, but they are steady, unbroken. Ooh.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. Gorm was granted dominion of the sleepers. You open your eyes to the beam ceiling of the palace grand entrance, the clangs of metal striking metal, wafting from outside, alongside the cries of injured as you stagger to Theos is gone. We are surrounded by spirits of rage and fear. We must flee. Lady Webb, she's the only one. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please find her. Tell her everything. There's rioting in the streets. So this was always bound to happen, I guess. Okay. Hold on. So, I'm going to end the episode here. We're going to end it with the riot. At the start of the riots, we need to get to the house Blackberry, essentially. We need to get the house. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed. This is interesting. I think that the assassination is something that we cannot interfere with. That was something that was always going to happen. It's just our opinions. I think I made enemies of the dozens by going against their wishes. I should have gone to the house Dormel or something, whatever it is. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!